Did Donald Trump blink first? Or is PM Modi turning around to making concessions? And will Russia, which is selling a lot of crude oil to India, as well as the Indian farmer, going to be collateral damages? The continuing slow tango between India and the US for a trade deal is far from over. And the original best case scenario deadline of a signing of the BTA, that is, the bilateral trade agreement, was supposed to be in fall, which meant end September, when PM Modi customarily visits New York for the UN General Assembly session. But that will not be happening now, with Modi already announcing that he won't be traveling for the UN session this year, probably considering the truncated state of talks over the past 6 weeks or so. What Commerce Minister Piyush Goyal has said is that he hopes for a signing in end November. But does that mean the worst is behind us and both nations are now speeding towards a deal? Well, it's not quite the happy ending as yet. Of course, the worst may just be behind us. What with the conciliatory tones being adopted by Trump in recent days. He even called up Modi to wish him happy birthday. And the very fact that it was the US that sent its trade guy eastwards, Brenton Lynch, Assistant US Trade Representative for South and Central Asia, flew to Delhi on Monday for a day-long meeting with his Indian counterpart, Rajesh Agarwal, Special Secretary in the Commerce Department. Of course, the US is not even calling it the next round of talks. There have been 5 rounds so far, but it's saying this is only just a precursor to the next round. And the verdict from both parties? So far, so good. Now that the bridge has been rebuilt, both parties now have to learn how and how much they need to ease on the clutch of the very adamant vehicles before they can cross the bridge and meet at the middle. The sore point of opening up of India's dairy and agriculture market for US produce still remains, but there are signs that both parties might just make some adjustments after all. The US, for all its push, is now believed to be coming around to understanding how impossible it is for PM Modi to open up these politically sensitive sectors for foreign products, which will ravage the low-yield domestic sector. India, for its part, has also realized how it is essential for Trump to have something to show back to his Midwest supporter base of farmers, especially with China cutting down on procuring US corn since the trade war started. China was the biggest buyer of US corn until this year. So, the midpoint could just be this, if you ask us. When it comes to dairy, India and US will agree on not milk per se, but on milk products like cheese. And when it comes to agriculture, India might just agree to buy soybean and corn, but not for human consumption. Soybean for animal feed and corn for ethanol blending. That should satiate Trump, with or without India having to cut down on Russian crude oil import, the ostensible reason for the 25% additional penalty. But as I've already said, it's more crucial for India to garner a better tariff than what the likes of manufacturing rivals like Vietnam, China, and even Japan got, since that is the only way India will become an attractive manufacturing destination for global biggies. That means a tariff rate that is more around 15% than around 20%.